Hi guys, here's a picture of my kit with all my paints. They're all velcroed down. I have big long runners of velcro that go along each way, which I bought at a hardware store because it was cheaper than buying stuff in small packets of rose. I've just put the other side on that so they all velcro down. That way I can change any container any size I like. Kids are making a noise, sorry. These are all my glitters that I have. That's the same, couple of long runners. They're all velcroed on like that. My glue. Everything's all velcroed down. I've got a couple of these little hook things that they're self-adhesive. I haven't painted this one yet. So that's what holds my sheep tally counter for clicking faces when I'm getting prepaid and not doing paid by the face. So I can keep a number of how many faces that I do. Guys, go away, you're too loud. This is a big flap that lifts up, which is piano hinged. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 piano hinges that keep this together. And also, because my case is plastic with only a tiny bit of wood on it, this runner of wood along here keeps this attached to here with the piano hinge, and also stops the weight from damaging the bottom of my case because it's pretty plasticky. They're not built to hold 10 ton of face paints, only a small guitar. So that's what holds that. And then on the front side, if you can see, there's a board that I have that runs along the front here to stop this from falling down. So that stops. I've seen a lot of people, instead of having a paint there, they might have a finger hole, so it's easy to lift your case out. I needed space for the paint, so I didn't have that, but either way I can lift the front from that side or this side. We have a couple of little, I think they're icy pole containers, which I sit our brushes in because we have 2 face painters on the go all the time. So that sits in there, and then this is the space that I have for our water brush tubs for our water. I also have a couple of velcro strips here just to hold on glitter bling. They kind of sit along here for the glitter bling stuff, or puffer bottles. I've put all bits of velcro on the back of those, so they all stick there, so if any reason I need to shut the case, everything doesn't fall off onto my paints. There's some stencils hanging up there on there. What else can I tell you? Underneath I've got the velcro strips under here just to hold some extra paints. I have little containers that I keep hair clips in for kids that don't tie their hair back. I also have some of these for Q-tips as well, earbuds that we call them over here in Australia, that I cut in half so they last longer, and I've got velcro up here as well so they don't fall off, or the wind or anything like that can bump them, or if any kids manage to come up here and play, nothing can sort of fall out. So they all sit underneath here, all velcroed on so they don't fall off when I carry the case. I've left enough space. My board at the back that I showed you before, this board that runs along here, you might be able to see over here in the corner, it doesn't quite reach to the top of the width of my case. So I've got space for the ply because my ply is actually quite thick. That's more like 5mm ply instead of 3mm ply. You can get all different sorts of thickness. I went for really thick stuff because, for one, that's all they had. I live in the country, that's all they had in my hardware store. But by not putting this to the top, so I have got slates for my paint containers, which are the same size as Tag 50 gram, which I have a link on Face Painters Kits that I bought off AliExpress. So pretty much it almost sits flush with the top of the case, which leaves me space for these. When I shut my case, my glitter doesn't touch my paints when it shuts. I do put a tea towel across just in case they do fall off, because the last thing you want to do is open up your case and then have, let's see if I can get it, and have heaps of purple or whatever colour on top of your glitters, then you have to go and clean everything. So everything fits in perfectly. What else can I tell you? I haven't got my case on wheels or anything. It's just a keyboard stand that the case sits on. They come with little grips, so it's pretty sturdy. I'm rocking that quite a bit, and that doesn't fall off. Well, it hasn't of yet anyway. I've got 2 makeup chairs that I bought off eBay. Everything I bought off eBay actually, or like a Red Dot store or anything like that to find my mirrors and things like that. My face painting board is full of pictures that probably aren't mine and out of books and things like that. You guys can do it whatever way you like. We've only been set up since June, but this is how I do it. I either take pictures from books or like this one, which is my own design. It's just a duck over the eye with some bubbles. I printed it off the computer using a sort of spreadsheet, sort of square style, so they're all the same size, and then just laminated them. Put some prices on there. Put down the bottom, so this says H11 for half a face, number 11. And then I do have some big folders that we keep beside us because we don't know them all off by heart yet, that we sit on the side of our chair because these have little things that come out. They do come out straight up. And then in our books I have them all numbered in the right order, so I can flick through that if I don't understand what painting the child wants, so then there's no accidental painting a butterfly when they wanted a dragonfly or a bee on the eye or something like that. These are just plain square wash bags that I got at a Red Dot type of store. I think they were like $1 each. They're not the strongest, I would say, and we've only used them for 2 gigs so far. I had some old coat hangers lying around the house that I just ripped a hole through here and put them in. They zip up, which is good. So I have a lot of my sponges in there. Then my partner Frances, who paints with me, she has her sponges on that side, and then we have our dirty sponges for the middle. And they just hang on there nicely. And then I just got an old white bucket. So the kids are being annoying. Can you take that rake off him? I can't hear. Then I just got an old bucket, spray painted it black, and that's our little bin that we use for painting our lips with our Q-tips, baby wipes, all the rest of it sit down there. These are the sharing tally counters I was telling you about before. They just click on, so I hang them up here just to click on how many faces I'm doing. I don't charge people by the hour, we just have a set rate. Depending on how many faces, and if we're at a big event and let's say we got paid for 30 faces and then ends up being more kids, this way we just click our counter so we have the correct number of faces to use our quote at the end of the face painting event. All these containers I bought off AliExpress. They're only cheap. It's like an eBay but for China, and I keep all my glitters, and these are little sequins or rhinestones, whatever you call them, all different sizes in here. I have some googly eyes. I like to put googly eyes on my monsters and stuff like that. What else can I tell you about the case? Yeah, pot rivets. I've pot riveted on the piece of wood to hold that. The case did have pot rivets in it to hold the wood that was originally there, but like I said, it's only very thin. You can just see it in here that's covered by useless felt stuff, which is a pain in the bum to clean. I suggest you rip the whole lot out, or make a wooden board case yourself, but I would rip all this felt out before you get started because it's horrible to clean, and then just spray paint it or prime it first, which I didn't. That was another mistake. Yeah, so you're not limited to what you can do. You can do heaps of different things, but ours is pretty sturdy. Nothing comes off except the sharing can that just fell then. It's pretty sturdy. It should last me for a while. Yeah, it's very easy to pack up, and off you go. I fit it all in the back of a cruiser, Land Cruiser wagon. Everything's fold-upable, very light to carry. I can carry this case in one hand and the stand in the other. Then I go back to the car for my chairs, my bags and my buckets and things like that. I usually try and park close anyway. What else can I tell you? The board was pretty much plyboard. There's some thicker bits of wood for a frame, same as down the bottom. Just a piece of old, I think this was like an old belt or something that's just been screwed onto the back there. So it will go out pretty wide, so I don't have, that goes out pretty wide, so I don't have a problem of that blowing over in the wind. Again, a couple of piano hinges to hold it together. decorate it with all your photos, just spray painted it with a can, and Bob's your uncle. Also, I would like to show you, I do have, sorry my garage is filthy, I do have a rules board, which is just a piece of old sort of plasticky type of stuff. When you have your beer ads and you know, when you go to a pub and stuff and they have all those pictures of drinks and stuff on it, it's just made of like plastic boardy stuff, so it can be out in the weather, it won't rock and rip. It's not very strong. I would like to have another board like this to put this on. And just face painting rules, pretty much saying if parents wouldn't mind cleaning up their children with face paints and hair clips that we provide on our table, just to make our life easier when they end up getting into our chair. Just to alert people that we do have latex in our face painting glue, and if people do have allergies, it's best not to probably get face painted. Stand behind the line type of stuff. We don't actually paint kids under 3. I found a lot of bad experiences with that, so I have that on the board just to note people. Saying that we won't paint sick children or children with head lice or open sores, people and things like that. A little one down the bottom saying that we do have a lunch break. When we do show days and stuff like that, we will take turns, so just in case those mothers standing in line rolling their eyes because they've been waiting for half an hour, well, we deserve a lunch break as well. And yes, a little sort of price one saying that yes, we do parties and stuff, to please take a business card and try not to hassle us too much while we are painting, as it is our job. You know, we're trying to do the right thing as well. So also over here, hubby made me. This is an old truck wash bottle, so it's not a chemical. We've rinsed this out 50 million times, and he's put a tap on the bottom there. So when we are at a show or something like that and we don't have close access to water, we just take this, fill it up, you know, little tap to open it, so we can rinse out our wash tubs, wash our hands, do whatever we like there. And I sit that on a little table that I bought from Kmart for 20 bucks. So that makes it easy access as well. What else can I show you? I think that's probably about it. I always take some scissors with me, and I have some hairspray to make a line marker on ovals and things like that, so kids can stand behind the line. I think that's pretty much it what I can show you, but that's pretty much how the case works. If any of you are wanting to build your own case, I know I looked at heaps on face painters kits. Some I liked, some I didn't like. Eventually bought this off eBay. I think it was $80. Oh, beg my pardon, I just swallowed a fly. It's summer over here. Yeah, 80 bucks off eBay. I think the keyboard stand was 20 and the chairs were $80 each. So me and my partner who face paints with me, we go halves and everything to make it easy. So yeah, what else can I tell you? I'm trying to fit everything in a small video. Yeah, I'll just quickly show it again how it all lifts up. I would like to have maybe some sort of piece of rope to stop that from falling, to make it easier when you do get into underneath, but we sort of only get underneath here if it's just a quick little something we need to grab, and it goes straight back down. By having the holes in the side that are very cut open, instead of just having holes or a little square for the tub, because I found when I lifted this up, the tub went with it, and if it's full of water, I didn't want that spilling everywhere. So this way we can lift this up easy as pie, and it doesn't knock anything, bump anything or anything. The only thing would be is the sponges tend to fall everywhere. Now about the sponges, actually, because I just think these are awesome since sliced bread, I'll just open my bag up. I use a lot of wolf sponges because I think they're awesome for scary monsters and stuff, and I usually just stick those on there like that. We clean our sponges out a couple of times a shift, so we don't use the same pink sponge on every child every day. We probably do about maybe 20 faces and then chuck it away and put it in the dirty bag. Now these little ones I bought from Always Wicked Art. They are a lot smaller in size, as you can see there. They fit in the paints perfectly, so you've still got space. Do I have a brush around here somewhere? No, but I've got a pen. Still got space with your sponge sitting in there, and you've still got space to get some paint on your paintbrush as well, instead of trying to fiddle around and the sponges fall off, and then the purple one's and the pink one, and you get all muddled up. So what else can I tell you? I think that's probably about it. So we use the little spritzer bottles They just sit up there nice and easily. My blood and all that type of stuff, liquid bling, see, they just sit up all there like this. Puffer bottles, if you prefer using little puffer bottles for your glitter, use that like that, that's fine. And that's all about I can tell you. So hope you like my kit, guys, and hope this is a bit easier to sort of look at than just photos all the time. I have 2 face painters with me, as I said before. Myself and my sister-in-law paint with me, and we seem to find we have enough space for everything with 2 of us. So hope you like it, and if there's any questions that you need to ask on making your kit, feel free to ask me or text me. Go for your life. So actually my inspiration for my kit was actually David's case, I think, is a file or a bunch of photos on Face Painter's kit. If you want to have a look at David's kit, his, instead of coming up one big flat line, like mine, sorry, he has 3 little flaps that go up along that, so you don't disturb the rest of your face paints as you lift up your board. I thought his case was a brilliant idea, and he has a nice big mirror across the top of his. If you're wondering about where I put my paintbrushes, actually, I have a nice big tag case that opens up. I did used to sit it up here because it folds in half, but it was in the way of the glitter and it annoyed me. So I actually just take out the brushes that we need for the day, or that we think we need, and then the case just actually just sits tucked away underneath there with everything else, and we just have our paintbrushes sitting in our little tubs. As you can see, I spray painted mine. That one there is still wet. And again, I got this at like a Red Dot store, just a little icy pole thing, took the lids off and kept the bottom, and that seems to work well for us, as we can't get those ice cube trays over here in Australia. So any more questions, guys? They're the containers with the lids on them. I actually cut my lids off. Very easy to cut off with a pair of scissors, but I keep these ones with lids on because they're sitting underneath my case. I don't use them a lot, but you would know what it's like face painting. You buy 50 million colours, you can't help yourself, it's addictive. Okay, well that's pretty much it. I hope you like it, guys, and any questions or whatever, let me know. Hopefully I'll buy a better tent one day and I'll be able to show you a video of how we set up our tent. Okay, happy painting, bye.